Hey everybody, it's Neil Myers from WineExpedition.com. Finishing our expedition across Oregon wine country. We're in Salem, Oregon, and I'm here with Steve Westby. How are you, Steve?
Great, Neil. Nice to meet you.
We're at Witness Tree Vineyard, and I've been excited to come here. I blogged about a 93 Pinot that I had that somebody had released from a collection, and it was wonderful, and so glad you guys could accommodate us. And the Witness Tree is actually up yonder, right?
Precisely. If you look up on the top of the hill there is an oak tree just as the sun is setting. It was used as a surveyor's landmark back in 1854.
Wow.
And marked the northwest corner of one of the original donation land claims, number 51, when the Oregon pioneers were coming across on the Oregon Trail in their covered wagons.
Wow.
That tree marked the corner of their property.
That tree has seen a lot of history in Oregon.
It's seen its day, yeah.
Well, we caught Steve as the sun's going down. What are you doing, Steve? I see there's a strange contraption over here that's about to make a lot of noise, right?
There is indeed. In fact, at this point in the harvest, we're just getting going. But the fruit is ripe and birds...
Yeah, I mean, look at these grapes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is incredible. When you weren't looking, I actually tasted a couple, but...
That's okay.
These are clusters of Pinot, obviously.
All right, indeed. Clusters of Pinot Noir, and at this point, they're fully ripe. And the birds get very excited about fully ripe grapes.
I understand.
In fact, they're very important as far as the evolution of grapes. They eat them, they fly over there, they poop out the seed, and the grapevine continues to go on its evolutionary path. And so,
but as far as winemaking is concerned, you don't really want them to eat too many grapes.
They are not our friend.
Right.
And so we are doing everything in our power to keep the birds from eating our fruit.
You have to, admire them for having good taste.
They do indeed, but I'd just as soon they flew someplace else. So
maybe one of the neighboring vineyards.
Yeah, that's right. And so we have these propane cannons over here behind us, and the whole idea there is just irritate the heck out of them.
Right.
And
no, you could say hell. This is a late night webisode.
Okay. Yeah. We want to irritate them so that they just decide it's no fun being here and let's just go someplace else. So we shoot these cannons off all day long. It makes our neighbors very unhappy with us for a couple of weeks, but there it is.
Well, we've been hearing them much of our day-to-day visiting some of the other vineyards in the area, and it is irritating, I'll give you that. So I'll let you finish that, and maybe we should wind up at the Witness Tree and we can learn a little bit more about the vineyard.
That sounds great. Now here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go run up there. I'm going to be plugging my ears. I'm going to turn off the propane. And unfortunately, that's not the end of the game. Those things typically, after you shut them down, just as we drive past to the next one, they're going to go off. So it could be exciting.
That's fantastic. I can't wait for that.
All right. Here we go.
All right. I'll stay back here, Steve.
Okay, we move.
I don't know, Steve. At a time when there's iPhones and fancy computers, do you think they can come out with a system that actually doesn't require you to hold your ears when you go turn them off?
They'd be earplugs, but I'm lazy.
God bless you.
Yeah.
All right, we move on. Let's
go.
So here we are. We're actually at the Witness Tree, and it's exactly as it looks on the label. It's incredible. And again, I'm here with Stephen Westby and Heath Payne. Stephen, you are the winemaker, you're the cellar master, and you guys are responsible for taking all the beautiful fruit that we see here and putting it in the bottle, right?
That's correct.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about the tree now that we're actually here.
All right. This tree was used as a surveyor's landmark back in 1854. The Oregon Trail was running, the pioneers are coming over in their covered wagons,
right.
And they reached Oregon City, which is just outside of modern Portland, and they were sent into the valley, said, go pick your place. Now they were...
That was the prize for
making the trip.
Wow.
640 acres, all right? But the surveyors still had to go around and mark the boundaries of these donation land claims.
Right.
And they used natural landforms, rocks, trees, things like that that weren't going to move. And so in this instance, and in surveyor's parlance, by the way, these markers are called witness markers.
Sure.
In this instance, it's a witness tree.
Right.
So the surveyor marked a big gouge in the side of the tree and then carved coordinates in so that a future surveyor would be able to come along and look at that and say, hey, look at that. And so anyway, that marks the northwest corner of donation land claim number 51.
Well, the gentleman who claimed that land claim and got the best piece of land in the area, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's a beautiful view once again, and here I am looking up at the vineyard. Now, you guys are mostly Pinot. Do you grow anything else here?
We do. We have a small amount of Chardonnay, a little bit of Pinot Blanc, Viognier, a half acre of Dolcetto, but the balance is Pinot. So 46 of our 52 acres are Pinot Noir.
Which is, again, appropriate for what I've learned in Oregon is it's all about Pinot.
That's the engine driving our train.
Well, I'd like to ride in your train, my friend. This is pretty incredible. I think we should check out the tree, and I think we should go taste some wine.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
Excellent.
So this is the tree. This is the gash, the mark of the surveyor.
Indeed.
That's not a small mark.
No, it's not a small mark. And actually, as our understanding is, they came back and marked it again after the fact. So it's been hacked at a few times.
And yet the tree seems pretty healthy.
Tree is still here, and that's a very, very good thing. Many of the originals were, when they did this, it killed them. And so to have
the bark, the water can't flow up to the tree.
Exactly. So to still have an original is quite rare. And the running joke here, of course, at the winery is we want to keep this tree in good health because we'd hate to change the name to Witness Stump.
Yeah, Witness Stump wouldn't be, and the label wouldn't look nearly as good.
Nearly as classy.
Now, I noticed there's a cable up above, and you said that was because there was a snowstorm one year.
Well, actually, this last winter we had a big storm, and a couple of major branches came down, and so we had a tree surgeon out to kind of make sure that the tree is, to make sure it's in good shape. And they cabled it just because of that. It wants to make sure that nothing further goes wrong.
Right. And yeah, because again, we're losing more branches, and all of a sudden it's not nearly as pretty.
No, it's got a very iconic look, and we want to keep it that way.
Now, you guys have said there was some sort of there's going to be some kind of a acknowledgement of the tree or a presentation coming up?
Indeed, it's been declared a heritage marker, and so there's going to be a plaque and a ceremony this coming April.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think that's an excuse for Wine Expedition to make another trip up to Oregon. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
And one last thing I wanted to say before we go down and taste some wine is that, and we've seen this, we talked to a few wineries today in Oregon, and some folks are busy harvesting and already pulling grapes off the vines. I saw grapes still on the vines here. So you guys have you started harvesting?
We have 3 acres, not 3 acres, 3 tons of fruit off of roughly 3 acres that we've pulled in off of some very young vines. And we pulled that in on Friday. Most of the vineyard is right on the cusp of being ready, but we want to be able to make sure that we're fully ripened when we pull that fruit in. Just due west of us, there's a gap in the mountains called the Van Duzer Corridor. It keeps this area a little cooler at night, and so our fruit develops a little more slowly than North Valley.
So we're not ready yet. How far away?
Well, we're going to pull in 12 tons tomorrow. There's a little bit of weather coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, and after that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's pedal to the metal.
So you're not going to be sleeping much later this week?
Sleep is not a thing we do in harvest.
Not this time of year.
No.
That's right. So rather than focusing on the beautiful purple wine liquid, you're going to be drinking a lot of coffee.
Well,
Red
yes,
Bull.
but
it takes a lot of beer to make a lot of wine. So
there we go.
That's a quotable. You heard it here at Witness Tree. It takes a lot of beer to make a lot of wine. So remember that. On that note, let's go taste some wine.
Excellent.
Shall we?